Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a totally different bit of scenery. People wonder a little bit why I'm not a long bed guy. Well, because my parents live in the city. I grew up right here in the city, and therefore, when I do have to come back, I need to be able to park. Well, I came back home to do some yard work for my parents that had been neglected for a very long time. So I had to wiggle my relatively large truck down their curved driveway and park in the back and all that stuff. And it is the max size to do something like that. There's no way you could bring a long bed into you could drive it straight down my parents' driveway, of course, because it's the same width as this truck, but you could never turn it down into the driveway and park it down in the wraparound part. It would never fit. So for those of you who wonder why I'm a four-door short bed guy, I've got to be able to park in parking spaces. I gotta go to Meijer once in a while, and I've got to be able to park in other things like that. So I wanted to talk for a second. I admit I do a lot of ranting and raving about how much I love this truck, but it really does never cease to amaze me, because you can't fake this stuff. 407 miles on this tank of gas, 14.8 miles a gallon average, and let me tell you, I hand calculate it. It's usually within plus or minus 0.2 MPG. It's very, very close. It's probably getting about 14.6 on this average tank for 407 miles. You can't make that up. You can't just add 400 miles to your trip and come up with a number. I was doing 75 on the way down here because that is about 74 because speed limit 70, and got to get where you got to go. 407 miles, just clicked over 408, and have, whoopsies, my finger just hit that, guys, I'm sorry. And have 73 miles of range left. So this will be for sure capable of, just under 500 miles of range. And let me tell you, you can get a lot of stuff done in 500 miles of range. And what it means is that I can grab $2.89 fuel, cheap fuel, when it pops up. And then I don't have to get fuel until I find another cheap station. That's what we're going to do right now. Because as you can see, we are a little bit down. So we're going to see what we can find down here in the city. I'm going to check Kroger. I'm going to check other things in St. Clair Shores and whatever. I'm going to check some stuff and see some grocery stores that gas stations that I commonly find are cheap. And if I have to, I might put, like 8 gallons in the truck. And then I'm going to drive back up and go to my normal Meijer where I get the fuel that I get unbelievable fuel economy with, and is also commonly cheap if you catch it right. We've been having like $2.89 is the low and like $3.34 has been the high. So obviously I try not to buy any gas over $3. If I can find it for $3 and less, then I jump on it. And if I see it for $2.89, you're darn right, I hopefully have a darn near empty tank and I fill all the way up. So anyway, raving a little bit about the truck because this thing just fits so well in an average dude's life. If your life ranges from short trips to long trips and everything in between, sometimes you're an economical driver, sometimes you want to go fast, this truck just covers all the bases. And let me rant one more time about the STX package, because I don't want Ford to take it away. This truck was $61K out the door, and that includes my cousin works at Ford, so that works pretty well. So I get some pretty good pricing because of that. That makes a big difference. But the thing is that the utility you're getting for 61 grand is honestly unbelievable. In the truck market today, you could easily spend almost 100 grand on a gas truck, which I think is pretty freaking crazy. I think 100 grand for a diesel truck is equally crazy, to be perfectly honest with you. But as you can see, we can do whatever we want to do in terms of speed. I mean, we're already getting the speed limit here at 8th throttle. I mean, this truck just doesn't even try to do daily activities. It's flat fast. It's fun to drive. It has a nice exhaust note. Gets great fuel economy. It rides pretty well for given it's hey, we got a power stroke, or we got a Ford Superduty buddy right there. He does not have a power stroke. That's probably a 7.3. It's nice to see all the 23 and up Super Duties. I think they are absolutely gem of a good looking truck. So if anybody's ever seen the movie Gran Torino, this is the ending scene where the boy, and I can't think of his name, is driving with was his girlfriend or was it his sister? I can't remember. In the Gran Torino, driving away, This is Jefferson right on Lake St. Clair, and it is a little bit choppy today. I grew up racing sailboats out there. I have raced, well, since I've been a little kid out there, probably as soon as I have pictures of me as soon as I could walk out on Lake St. Clair on a sailboat. And I was racing when I had to sit in the back of the boat and not move an inch all the way up until I started doing, well, we called it the squirrel. I'd go underneath, down in the lower compartment of the boat, and then pull the spinnaker down, because that's an important job when you're rounding a mark. You're taking a spinnaker down, you're putting your jib back up. Spinnaker down the hatch, I'd go down, pull it down, and I was really good and really fast at it. And yeah, so that was my first job in the boat. Then I learned how to trim jib. Then I learned how to trim spinnaker. Then I started doing some foredeck. Even though I'm a bigger guy, I can stand at the base of the mast and I can drive a pole very fast. And when it gets to be heavy air, I'm usually the guy who gets told not to go on the bow. And then when the bow guy isn't strong enough to put the pole in the mast, I run up there and I put the pole in the mast, and it's done before you even believe that it happened. And then I go sit down, and by then everyone's like, oh, we should have just had the fat guy up on the front of the boat anyway. Anyway, so you guys are learning a little bit about me today. I want to thank all of you guys who have taken the time to subscribe. The channel has passed 2,000 subscribers, and that is a huge deal to me. I appreciate every single one. If there was just one of you, I appreciate you, but 2,000 people took the time and effort to hit the subscribe button, and I thank you literally so much, because what it tells me is that not only my videos must have been either a positive impact or enriched your life or helped you in some way enough that, well, we're going to cruise through yellow light, so be it. That's not running a red light. That you took the time to hit subscribe. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you greatly. This, again, is some very beautiful, and I actually didn't realize that I was going to end up getting a nice backdrop for you guys to be able to see. That is a Grosse Pointe Yacht Club. I have raced out of there many times. I'm not a member of Grosse Pointe Yacht Club because I am a peasant. That is a very, very ritzy yacht club, and is very pretty. And as we get closer, you'll be able to see it. Very beautiful grounds, amazing swimming pool. I think I went swimming there once. I've definitely gone to some dinners there. It is a beautiful place. The lake is very choppy today and very angry, but it is a beautiful place to grow up in some ways. I grew up all the way until I went to college. Well, that's not really true. The last 2-3 years of high school, I did not go to school here because our high school took a major dump here. There was a lot of stuff that happened, and principal, vice principal, gym teacher doing some stuff they shouldn't have been doing, and a lot of drugs in the school. Well, it just wasn't a good situation. Not that I had anything to do with any of that, but more like it was just a very negative environment. My parents knew that, and I was happy to do something different. And honestly, going to where I went and going to the career center that I went to, taking my engineering design class that I took with a teacher that changed my life and inspired me to do useful things, and that got me into Kettering, and the rest is history. So that was a change in my life that really defined where I went, and I kind of wonder where I'd be now if I wouldn't have gone change schools. It's really wild to think about. Would I even be here making a YouTube video looking at this beautiful landscape in this beautiful yacht club right now? I don't really know. Well, we're going to keep this under 10 minutes because it's a quick update, but I want to rant and rave a little bit about the 7.3 liter truck gas engine, because it is frankly the best gas engine I have ever driven, owned, used. I would like to put this in every single thing that I could ever conceive. As I've mentioned, and jokingly put, I would love to build a bush plane and put this engine in it. An airboat would be sweet. Literally, I can't think of one place where it wouldn't be cool. And I do have a jet boat that I haven't finished restoring yet, and it would be really cool to put a 7.3 gas engine in my jet boat. I'm not sure that's been done yet. There's always a chance that the Roadkill Garage did it. I'm not sure. I don't really keep up on a lot of that stuff just because I don't have time to keep up on 50 different channels that I enjoy. There's a chance that they did that. I'm not sure. So. Here's your Grosse Pointe Yacht Club. It is so beautiful. Oh, that spire is just, it's an amazing place. People got together and they built that. God only knows with what money. And now we get to look at it and enjoy it. And they put on some nice races and some nice after parties afterwards, and we've definitely really enjoyed that. So I am rolling to my dad's shop right now to go get my dump trailer, and then we're going to make some videos with the dump trailer today, as well as potentially a video with my dad's enclosed trailer, which is the Big Red Turd, which is the worst enclosed trailer that I've ever towed with in my life. And we are going to make this one. Well, I mean, we're going to make this one regardless. When the light changes and you're underneath it, that's kind of not your fault. So. Anyway, thank you all for your, oh God, we're over 10 minutes now. See, I need to shut up. Thank you all for your support, your comments, your likes. I appreciate all of you. Let me know if there's any content that you would like to see specifically. We're going to try and get back up to date. They're using fuel cans as cones. That's great. That's fantastic. Explosive cones. If you by chance stray off of your line, you get to have an explosion as you drive over top of the fuel can cone. Isn't that fantastic? All right, guys, take care. Have a great day. If you do enjoy the videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out other playlists. We have something very exciting coming up. I have a buddy with a 2016 Ford Superduty F350 6.7, and he is building the snot out of it. It has been his daily driver for a very long time, and it is getting a full steering system, Carly kit, new bushings, bearings, ball joints, everything you could ever believe, because it deserves to be reinstated. It is, or rebuilt. It is a wonderful truck. We've done a lot of trips in it. I really enjoy his truck, and we are going to refresh it a little bit and put some good parts in it. It has always been a little bit of a rough ride because it had a leveling kit put in. It's still on stock springs, and it deserves a geometry correction, among other things, as well as new ball joints, U-joints, the whole 9 yards. So now it's going to be a truck that looks really good and performs really good. It looked good. Now we're going to make it perform good. So that's coming up too. There's a whole playlist already created. Hopefully he's going to get a jump start on doing a walk around video on his truck. And over the next period of time, as his parts come in, we're going to start throwing parts at his truck. I hope that it's not too hard to get a part, but I will say it's been a Michigan truck its whole life. So therefore it's seen nothing but winters since 2016. So take care all and have an amazing day. All right, we got a full tank fuel, and I found it for $2.95 at one of my super secret cheapie stations, and it hand calculated to 14.65. So, like I said, it's usually within plus or minus 0.2. So that's exactly what it was again. It was 28.6 gallons and 416 miles, I think it was. I'll put it in the video right here. So now we're onward to the shop as I wait for cars to do whatever cars do and safely make the turnout onto this here road, and we're off and running. So figured I'd have a conclusion there on fuel use, because I get asked a lot about hand calculation. It's always within 0.2 plus or minus of actual, and it's usually minus. It's usually 0.2 less than what the truck says it is. So at least with the hand calculation wise. So take care all and have a great day.